Though I may look Chinese, I am 100% American. I might not have told you that in high school. In fact, back then, being Chinese is what I identified with. The truth of the matter, though, is that my knowledge on Chinese culture was small and my knowledge on Chinese language was close to none. Despite this, I felt like a foreigner in my own country. It was that feeling that sparked my desire to study abroad in China. I found a program located in Xi'an through the UMBC Study Abroad office. It had a strong focus on language and culture, and I signed up right away. Before I knew it, I was on a plane to Beijing. I didn't know what to expect, but I had some thoughts. I heard about the internet censorship, the pollution, the thieves, and the all-knowing twisted government. But when we arrived, I was immediately in a dream world. Okay, maybe not a dream world, but it was something completely different than life in America. My classmates and I toured around visiting Tiananmen Square, the night market, and the Great Wall of China.
To eat a snake.
After touring around Beijing, my program of 7 students made our way to Xi'an, where we met up with our Chinese roommates. Xi'an is located in the center of China and was at one time the capital city. We explored Xi'an, made new friends, and learned new skills. We would go out to the zoo, check out the Terracotta Army, or visit the Big Wild Goose Pagoda, which are some hotspots in Xi'an. We were also able to participate in some extracurricular activities, including Tai Chi and calligraphy, in addition to teaching the nearby kindergartners English. One of the biggest aspects that I miss about China was the food. Xi'an is famous for its noodles, and I would go and get spinach noodles so often that the employees and I were friends by the end of my stay. Another great experience was hot pot, which was a style of eating in which you cook delicious foods in a flavorful broth while dining. There were also wontons, steamed buns, and these breakfast burrito-like wraps that I couldn't get enough of. The food was something that I adapted to easily, though other cultural norms in China struck me as odd or weird. One big thing was the air quality. I mean, it was probably less healthy to exercise outside than inside, but it didn't stop us from having fun. Also, how people drove was crazy compared to American standards. Cars would park up on the sidewalks and people would run through the streets. It all seemed backwards. It didn't take too long though before I was running through the streets myself and finding the taxis to be a relaxing ride. Aside from our day-to-day lives in Xi'an, we would go out on trips and excursions. One of my personal favorites was the Xi'an Temple. Here, tens of thousands of students train to become the next Jet Li. Being a martial arts enthusiast, I was excited and volunteered alongside with my friend to participate in one of their demonstrations. We of course were the butt of the act, but we had a great time anyways. However great the temple was, traversing the Silk Road was the greatest experience of my life. We were able to see some of the minorities who are often forgotten about when people think of China. We hiked and camped out around Lake Karakul up in the mountains. We rode out into the Gobi Desert on camels and climbed a sand dune that provided the most breathtaking sight of all. We rafted down the Yellow River, played basketball with some Tibetan monks, and of course, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I found that our perceptions on the outside world, as well as other countries on America, were somewhat distorted. I found proxies that were able to get me around the Great Firewall of China. The pollution was barely noticeable outside the cities. The people were extremely friendly, and the government wasn't nearly as frightening as I had once imagined. From the Chinese perspective, the American stereotypes were white blondes with Zippo lighters, sunglasses, and Harley Davidsons, so they were always astonished when I told them I was American. It's difficult for me to convey what I've learned, experienced, and taken away from studying abroad, but living in another country, learning about a different culture, and stepping outside of my comfort zone has helped me solidify into the person I am today. So what are you waiting for? Experience it for yourself. It's amazing what treasures you'll find.